How's it, guys and girls? Gary here. I'm having a mid-bike crisis, and there has been a lot of talk about lane splitting lately on all the social media, and one of our MECs here in the Western Cape, MEC of Transport, is thinking that it might be a good idea to ban lane splitting for motorcycles. And so what I'm doing here right now is I'm not lane splitting, and I see already got cars passing me on either side, so I'm going to drive like a car today. I'm not going to lane split, and let's see how that works out for me. So far I'm not feeling very safe, because I'm not in a position right now with a car trying to pull on my left there, somebody overtaking me on my right, and I'm sitting in the traffic and my bike is idling, which means it's going to overheat quite soon. And it's just past rush hour. I think we're just sort of at the tail end of rush hour traffic now. So you can imagine if you know, in a traffic jam, how your bike would overheat then. It's a water-cooled bike, but still, it needs airflow. And normally I would have gone around the side of these cars and I'd be at the traffic lights already. But now I'm taking up the space like a car, so now it's as if there's one more car on the road. And there's a lot of bikes in the Western Cape. A lot of bikers, a lot of scooter riders. And if we had to all ride like this, there'd be quite a bit more congestion. A lot of bikers commute. And yeah, here I am. Still idling away. I may as well have switched my bike off, save some petrol. Still the same dangers. Overtaking that car there puts me in a blind spot for drivers who want to make a right turn. So basically they want to ban lane splitting, which means I'm not allowed to overtake in the same lane. So I'm going to sit here. There comes the scooter rider now, like this, and worry about being tail-ended, and worry about cars sharing my lane. Another scooter there. Another scooter parks on the side of the road. So there's a lot of guys and girls on bikes in Cape Town, especially in the Western Cape. Now the other problem with the way I'm riding now is I'm continually in people's blind spots. Now I've got to be careful now of this oakie here, make sure he's seeing me, because even that pedestrian is blocking me from his view. Now I'm going to watch out, because I might be tail-ended. In a car, tail-ending is not such a big deal, but on a bike, you know, you could die. So now normally I would split down the center lane here. Instead I'm looking at my mirrors and my temperature gauge, making sure this guy behind me has seen me, and sitting in traffic, taking up space like a car. And feeling like a bit of an idiot, trying to balance at this speed without duck walking. Oh, well, I get to see the view. That's a bonus. Now this guy on my left here, does he know that I'm here? On my right, should I say? The problem with riding in traffic like this is that you become invisible to the drivers, because you're sitting in amongst a bunch of cars and they're going to forget that you're there, basically, unless you sit and make a noise and wind up the engine every 2 minutes. Now again, dangerous situation. Can't cover myself with other cars there. If I hadn't been seen, I would have been in trouble. What I'd usually do, and there's a guy behind me now making me a bit nervous, what I normally would have done there was covered myself with a car on my left and my right there. I would have gone between the lane there as I was passing that intersection. So I feel like I'm putting myself in the danger zone here. Here comes a biker, and he's carefully lane splitting. You see how carefully he's going? Not much chance of him having an accident and dying, because he's being careful. And my argument is that it's not lane splitting that's dangerous, it's reckless riding or driving. On Sunday I was coming home from an outride with some friends, and this guy on his bike was being so aggressive on the road, overtaking and lane splitting at about 180 to almost 200 k's an hour. He came past me at such a hell of a speed. Another scooter, and finding himself some open space there. He came past me at such a speed, I got a fright. He was in between the cars, then some sleepy driver moved into his lane without indicating, and he got all upset about it. And if you're going to ride like that, then don't get upset when somebody doesn't see you. And so for me, banning lane splitting is not going to help when people ride like that. And a person like that's not going to obey the lane splitting laws anyway, if he's going to ride at that speed. Here I am, dangerous place again. I was in that car's blind spot again. That was turning right. This car here on my left, the hell is he doing? And yeah, cars next to me. I'm surrounded by cars, and I tell you what, I don't feel safe at all. Don't feel safe at all. My temperature gauge is going up. Luckily I'm moving a bit, but here I am again. Cars all around me. And what happens when you ride like this is that the cars, as I mentioned earlier, forget that you're there. You become invisible. Whereas if you move through the traffic at a reasonable speed, maybe say 10 or 15 k's faster than the flow, then you appear, make yourself known, and then disappear into the distance again. So you're relieving congestion. Here I am in a blind spot again, and now I'm able to cover myself with these cars within my lane, which is a good thing. So I'd rather make my presence known by carefully coming behind the car. They can hear my pipes, put my brights on, lane split between the cars, get to the front of the queue, and then I'm gone. My bike stays cool, there's less congestion on the roads, and I'm in a safer place because I can position myself. I can't position myself now by following the car in front of me. I can't see through this bucky, so I can't see ahead unless I get onto the side of the lane, which puts me in danger because I'm too close to the cars on my left or right. and I'm constantly watching my rear view mirror and my temperature gauge. I don't feel safe at all. And the reason for that is because I can't position myself into safety zones where there's space around me, where I've got a cushion of space and a zone of safety that gives me an ability to maneuver out of situations and to look ahead, which is so important as a biker. You have to look ahead all the time, and I can't do that being stuck behind this, especially this car in front of me, this Bucky. And I see he's got a Think Bike sticker on, which is good. So here I am, coming through an intersection, being traveling in people's blind spots, and I wonder if that guy even saw me, this guy in his Z4. If I'd been lane splitting, he wouldn't have had a chance to do that, because I would have either come around his left hand side as he did that, or moved into the lane on my right and gone between the cars. So I'm not saying lane splitting is the safest thing. It has its own inherent dangers, and later I'm going to ride like I normally ride between the cars. And you know, if you've got your head about you and you're awake, then there's no reason why lane splitting should be dangerous. And there my fan is kicked in now, so bike is overheating. And I may as well drive a car. I may as well be driving a car. If I'm going to have to ride like this, I may as well drive my car to work. My legs are getting hot from the engine. Feeling unsafe. Just changing lanes, I don't want to be behind that Bucky.